Now there, my people, welcome back. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you guys are watching this video from. And happy Sunday. Sure, you now notice how Wunmi they go outside, they do interview. But you guys are failing to notice one thing. This girl has not for once taken any form of responsibility. Any form of responsibility. It's very hard for me to support Wunmi, honestly. Because she has not taken one single responsibility. At least admit that you made a mistake to allow a friend to introduce a nurse, to call a nurse to your house to treat your husband. Admit it. Admit the controversial story. Admit none. Admit that you delayed DNA test up to today and you are always making it an issue. Now, this man has gone to Arise TV, and the first thing he said about Mohbad's father was that Wunmi and a lawyer claimed that Mohbad's father is avoiding the DNA test, while the nurse who allegedly injected the late singer has remained silent but continue clubbing. Why the nurse who allegedly injected the late singer has remained silent and continues clubbing. She emphasized that they are not after Mohbad's properties, but only seeking justice and a proper burial. See you now, she don't change mouth entirely. Now she don't focus on the nurse. After court don't declare Prime Boy, Naira Marley and Sam Larry out of the case. Now she don't go back to the nurse. You twisted our brain for us to focus on Mohbad, on Naira Marley, Sam Larry, and Prime Boy. Now, you have turned your back down to the nurse. You have not blamed yourself for one single wrongdoing. You have not talked about your life with Mohbad. You have not talked about the allegations of you having an affair. You have not talked about the allegations of you having a fight with Mohbad that same day. You have always passive blame. DNA test, you are waiting for somebody to tell you to do DNA test. That is unfair. That is unfair. That is very, very unfair. That is very, very unfair.
With his friend, and also he was actually treated by a nurse. But you know, on that day or the day there's not. Yeah, on the day of his death, yeah, which was on Tuesday, September 12th. But my father-in-law has, found a way of trying to divert people's attention away from the reality to, to another thing entirely. So, like most people on the public faces, do not even go to the real issue on ground anymore.
What really happened that last day?
Yeah. So what actually happened is, like, it was on Tuesday, and a nurse actually came, like his friend, Spending, called a nurse. He was the one that gave us the nurse number, and one of his workers, Bami, called the nurse, and the nurse came around on Tuesday. On that Tuesday, he was supposed to go to a podcast interview, but the nurse actually came, and he was actually fine, although he sustained an injury, but he was okay. Like, it wasn't worse because he had like plans for that day. So the nurse came, and the nurse gave him injection. I think it was the third injection that he reacted to.
Did she give the injections back to back?
No, it's like the distance wasn't really that much.
Okay,
yeah,
so it was an hour or so in between each injection.
Yeah, so it was the third injection that he reacted to.
How did you react to it?
After the injection, he vomited. He peed, and he started having reactions, started having goosebumps all over his body. His heart, he complained that it was feeling hot in his heart. Do you understand? Like, he told us to get him some water. I want to put some water in his body, which his brother did. And he also said he needed cold, he needed AC. Like, he's feeling hot inside. Like, the injection is making him hot inside. And, we tried our best. We took him to the hospital, and, like 20 minutes after, the doctor said he's dead.
20 minutes after he had landed in the hospital?
Yeah. The doctor said he was dead.
But that nurse that administered these injections, has any investigation been
yes, but
done about her professionalism or whether she was even a qualified nurse?
Yeah, after my husband's demise, she was arrested. but she was later granted bail. And ever since this whole thing has happened, she has never come out to say anything. And she sees how people has been bullying me, how people has been.
Oh, now you want to claim victim now. She has never reached out to you. Meanwhile, you have never spoken about that nurse until recently. You have never talked about that nurse until recently. After cordon come off for Naira Marley body. You can't talk about Naira Marley now because Naira Marley get the right to sue you now. That's why you don't fit talk. You can't talk about Sam Larry because Sam Larry get the right to sue you now. Oh, prime boy. Get the right to sue you now. That's why you cannot talk. Now you don't divert your attention now. Go nurse body. You never wanted anybody to blame the nurse. You wanted to make a victim. You wanted to make an evil person out of those set of people I mentioned. You never wanted anybody to talk about the nurse. You never.
Calling me so many despicable names, how people have been accusing me wrongly, and she has never said anything. Instead, she's been out there clubbing, partying. Like the last time I saw her,
This woman is on the defense. She dey go defense. She dey defend herself. You understand? People are hungry because there is a deep issue between you and Mohbad before. Cheating allegations, DNA. Madam, admit why you delay DNA. Why are you now come waiting for Mohbad father to approve DNA? Madam, Abba.
I saw a video of her clubbing, like doing lashes, makeup, and she's out there living her life, and it's just so unfortunate. Yesterday, I think people, like some people are out there talking to her. So those guys were on TikTok, and they were literally saying they would tell her what to say because next 2 weeks, March 14 is the next coroner inquest, which the judge asked him had to come over to say outside of the story. These same people on TikTok were literally saying it yesterday that they would tell her what to say to lie against me. Do you understand?
But I did find out what was in that third injection that triggered this reaction.
I think they were supposed to do that, but my father-in-law already buried my husband. So when the government autopsy came out, the autopsy result said they cannot determine the cause of death because his body has already decomposed. So they couldn't get the right tissue to use for the autopsy.
But was there any reason your father-in-law buried him? I mean, how soon was he buried after he was...
Like he wanted to bury him that night, the night that he died.
But is he a Muslim?
He wasn't a Muslim. And, a lot of people actually begged him not to, but he insisted I was going to do that. He wanted to bury him that night.
Did he give any reason for this?
He did not. He did not. He did not. He just said he needs to bury him. Like, a lot of people begged him. He wanted to bury him that night, but they didn't give, he actually called the Bale of where he wanted to bury my husband. But the Bale said, there is no way that I cannot bring my husband that night. So he had to wait till the next morning and,
And even it was such a rush that even the coffin was so small for him.
The coffin that he was the one that got the coffin. And the coffin was, my husband was 6'1". But the coffin was very, very small that he had to break his head.
Oh my God.
When we were shouting that time, I said they break head, the thing I lie. Mohbad. Oh, Mohbad. That head made a break, pain me, guys. Mohbad. All of them, now winch family, all of them be. They are possessed. Mohbad should have quickly realized it and run away from all of them. If you no marry that wife, if you concentrate on his career. But he chose that road. This road. It's quite unfortunate. Well, young guys. But now let us go back to Wunmi. There are allegations about you. Some really strong allegations. Like a friend of Mohbad who said that Wunmi had a fight with Mohbad on that day he died. She even threatened to end his career. The guy said, "Dear Wunmi, I have been watching all your recent interview and narrative, most of which are not true. I will take you back to the event on the 10th September and we fill in from when Prime Boy left and it was just yourself, Mohbad, Liam, OG and driver and myself left to go home in the Prado Jeep. After Prime Boy left, on my way home, while you and Mohbad were arguing, you dumped Liam and started crying and yelling. I had to pick him up to specify him at the same time trying to separate you and Mohbad. As you were locked up with Mohbad dragging his cloth despite the injury he had sustained from the show. You kept screaming and cursing Mohbad. Even Derasha intervened asking you guys to stop. Your argument was so intense of you threatening to end Mohbad's career, like Lil Frosh career, and like Lil Frosh's career was ended by his girlfriend. You even wanted to get out of the car when we almost reached home, but we all had to conjoin you not to do so and to come home with us. I wonder why you haven't conveniently never narrated this part in your interview. When asked that you take us back to the last moment of Mohbad's life. In your interview with TBC, you claim to have given him first aid. Let me remind you, all you did when you got home was to continue shouting at each other upstairs in your room. It was Bami and I that went to the chemist to get ornament, and Bami treated him. Later, about 11 a.m., Mohbad asked me if I had a nurse, as his nurse was not available. I contacted mine and there was no response. Meanwhile, I have always wanted to ask this question. I know that you threw a white cloth. Yes, me they ask this question. White cloth on Mohbad's coffee. What was your purpose of doing so? You claim to be protecting him. Why didn't you protect when he was alive, when he needed help? You were looking at him suffer in pain and cursing him. I know how badly you used to treat Mohbad, and you are out here claiming to have loving relationship, while in reality it was toxic. It's not as you are going around claiming to be. The last time I saw Mohbad at about 11 a.m. Monday morning before I left the house, he was alive. The next day I was told of his dismiss the next day. I saw the dead body outside the hospital at Osaka, London. I was devastated, in shock. It was unbelievable seeing lying there. I don't know how we got here. Saying you don't know if they sent the nurse. You who sent the nurse, please let us know. Or if it was by mistake, you were there, right? You clearly know you are not being honest. Before I left the house, Bami further requested for the nurse number and I gave it to him. I did not voluntarily give the number to him. The only crime I committed was dropping the number with Bami. I wasn't there when Bami decided to call the nurse. And neither was I there when he was being treated. Also, you were claiming that we have been coached by Mr. Joseph Aloba's lawyer on what to say. I hope you have evidence to support your allegations. All I have come out to say is the truth. The world and those who the truth would appreciate if you can do the same. Wunmi, I honestly don't know what you are trying to hide and why you are trying so hard to throw the innocent ones under the bus with all your inconsistent narrative, and also by removing yourself from all the crucial painful moments leading to the last moment of Mohbad's life. I will list them to mention a few. You claim Mohbad fought Prime Boy and that you never saw the fight at the coroner inquest. You were actually there. You never mention you fight with Mohbad before they passed away. Instead, you claim he apologized to you due to the fight with Prime Boy. You claim never to be there when the nurse gave him the injection. Wunmi, be honest. You claim to provide him with first aid when you never did. Bami did. I am aware of a few parties you have attended. Why are you pretending you have not moved on? Not that you should not live your life, but be honest. I left you with OG, Mohbad, Bami in the house. Why are you going around with all those false narratives? There is nothing wrong with you coming out to talk, but only if you are being honest. Wunmi, why? Why? Justice for Mohbad. That is coming from Mohbad friend, this guy. He say Wunmi na cock liar, sweet talker. So let us hear Wunmi's talk, because Wunmi has responded. So this blogger posted it. According to Wunmi, Wunmi said, I want to set the record straight. The only argument I had with my husband was on our way home because I was upset that he fought. We never argued in the house. When we got back from the show, he was downstairs discussing the incident with his friend, including you. Until around 6 a.m., I went straight to room with our baby Liam. And he later came upstairs in the morning to apologize because he knew I was upset, which every woman would have done. I did not witness the fight he had with Prime Boy. I ran to the other Prado to get help, and by the time we arrived, he was already injured, and the glass was broken. I was not fully present when the nurse arrived, and neither were you, so I don't understand how you have so much to say. I never claimed to have given him first aid. I only said I massaged his hand with rub and gave him the paracetamol that Dorasol and Bumi got. I did not even know you went to pharmacy with them until I saw you right up. You were good to my husband and I respected you for that, but I never accused you of anything. I always stated the fact. At the inquest, you lied that you have never seen me cook for my husband, even though I served you rice on Monday before you left. You also lied about us fighting on the way home, just as you did in the write-up. You need to tell the people coaching you that the game is up. From now on, it's fire for fire. I know you love my husband, and I do not wish you harm, but I will not let you defame me any longer. You are only doing this because of DPP. Madam, talk about that white cloth. Why are they not emphasizing on that white cloth? If there was no advice, you would not be speaking now. The same people coaching you have also said they will coach the nurse to lie against me. So I will not be surprised if she does. You are here spreading lies as if they did not contribute money for you on the TikTok platform yesterday evening. The same platform are the same ones who do not have the best interest at heart and have been making life a living hell. The money was contributed last night and you made this post last night too. You are simply delivering what you have been paid to say. And all those paid there. If you are talking about payment, it makes me just know that, girl, you don't know what you are saying. But then again, guys, I think I'm going to leave this issue at now. Anytime I thought, say, I don't want to talk about this matter. Mohbad spirit strong. Mohbad, I don't know. The people in Mohbad's life were wrong. And honestly, if I come across a friend that has a lot of wrong people in his life and the person is successful, I will try to keep my distance. Honestly, because if he buy tomorrow and it will drag me alongside. So, a lesson to be learned. Multiple lessons to be learned.